welcome to Finding Your Frequency, the show here where we find out who people are, where they're headed, and what it'll take to achieve success. I'm Brian Sexton, along with Dominic Miller from Brightway Insurance and the Miller Agency out in Neptune Beach. Dom, how are you today?
Doing really well. Yourself?
Doing great.
Awesome.
You're taking over the family business.
I am. It's an exciting proposition with me and my dad. So
Is it an exciting proposition for you? I mean, you're one of 9 kids,
yeah.
And it's like you were the one that was either tapped, designated, or left to take over.
Yeah, it sort of felt like that. You know, once it got, I'm number 7 out of the 9, so. Okay. It starts to, feel like, why is nobody else going into the family business at a certain point? But I graduated college, started working in banking. The back office banking job was not suited to my personality. Yeah. I like a little bit more personal aspects of things rather than piles of tax returns.
Yeah.
So my dad said, "Hey, why don't you try it out?" I was hesitant, but once I started, I've enjoyed it. There's definitely been some struggles of late,
sure.
But that comes with any industry.
I was going to say, and that's the industry in Florida as a whole, but you might as well learn it at a young age, because if you're going to do this as long as your dad has done it at the Brightway Insurance Agency, you're going to have to cross a lot of mountains and ford a lot of rivers.
Definitely. I mean, he's been doing it been in insurance for the last 38 years, and he's a wealth of knowledge. Yeah. So getting to gather all of that information up and bring it forward with me when I take it over is going to be good.
In insurance, and I'm not in it obviously, but in insurance, knowledge, right, to know the product, to know the regulations, to know what's going on is so critical. However, it's the customer service, right? When I ask you the question, who are you? I can answer it for you because I've dealt with you. I'm a customer. Your ability to take complicated issues and make them simple. How did you get to that point?
A lot of that does come from just knowing what the questions are. Like, we get a lot of the same questions from a lot of our clients, and how do we put it in a way that it doesn't sound like insurance jargon? Right? So, like, the insurance company wants such and such document filled out for these reasons. And then, being able to take that, bring it to the customer and say, hey, they want to do this. This is their reasoning behind it. And, this is why we feel like, you should sign this or, not sign it or whatever, the case may be, case to case.
Your dad has built the business, right, over the last 38 years.
Yeah.
Where are you going with it?
Yeah, so I would love to grow the business. He's bin.
When you say grow, you mean obviously more customers, but more agents, more offices?
Yeah, more agents, potentially more offices in the future. I know, he's done a really good job in our agency in Neptune Beach. I would love to get new agents who want to get into the business, or what we've found really successful just across insurance in general is people who are servers, used to be servers in the restaurant or maybe a bartender, and they get sick and tired of working in a bar and picking it up in insurance, because it does start slow but it builds on it.
Sure.
And they know how to deal with difficult clients in certain situations, but they also, typically are pretty good at multitasking and, doing those things.
Do you have many difficult clients?
Of late, it's gotten a little bit tougher because, as insurance prices increase we take the brunt of a lot of that, even though the carriers, I'm not the one raising the rate as much.
Right.
I would love to keep all the rates low, but we bear the brunt of a lot of that, and just trying to explain the situation to the client and being that person that they can turn to when they see their rates double, like we've seen in the last few years.
Well, and I've seen it. I've seen it in homeowners and I've seen it in auto. And I will say, your innovation, right? You found solutions. What's your biggest challenge going forward to finding solutions?
Yeah, so carriers wanting to leave the state, because you have the big national companies that the State Farms, the Allstates, the Nationwides, the Progressives, who they say Florida's so difficult to make money in. Yeah. We don't want to do business in Florida anymore. So it's the carriers leaving the state is a terrible, terrible thing, because that just brings down competition, and less competition means less options for our clients, and we hate to see that. We want as many options for our clients as we can have. So keeping them in the state is important. Yeah.
So innovative solutions, customer service, and a smile even when things are tough.
Yeah, definitely. That's I think insurance, it seems like the end of the world for a lot of people. Your mortgage is going up, and a lot of the times you got to put things into perspective for people. It's like, hey, we're gonna do our best to get this rate down as best we can, keep you fully covered, make sure that we've got everything covered in your life. But at the end of the day, here's the best options for you, and sometimes it's not the best. It's not always something that you can take without struggling. But a lot of the times it's just being that person for the client that they can turn to and say, like, hey, my retired clients who are on fixed incomes, and what can we do to create solutions for them.
Dominic Miller from the Miller Agency in Neptune Beach. Listen, I would give a phone number back. I'm ancient though, right? How do people find you in the social media digital world?
Yeah. Well, you can definitely find us online. We're Brightway Insurance, the Miller Agency. You can look us up online with the Miller Agency. It'll pop us right up. And then me specifically, like in our office, it's 904-372-2900 extension 4, and I'm always...
You're not no sexy Instagram or any of that?
I want to get on Instagram, but Richard, he's not as photogenic as he once was.
Right. So well, you're taking over, so we'll see you on Instagram at some point.
Definitely.
Tom, thanks for your time. Come back
Thanks so much. We'll do.
And that'll do it for this edition of Finding Your Frequency. See you next time.